Right. More iron. More steel. Well, we're making our steel now. So the iron's in. Alright, let's see if we can go do some more iron then. How are we doing on this? Yeesh. Not ideal. Need to get that Deathstill up. Right, let's see if we can get a bit more iron. That is the one thing with this game though, like, it is clearly designed as a multiplayer, so if you are playing solo, be ready for quite a resource grind. Which is fine, as long as you know that's what's coming, right? Real-time Battletech would have got you, but back to the old... I mean, Mech Commander was a flipping amazing game. Man, the whole Mech Commander gold pack, I had it all. Mech Commander was flipping amazing. I was just hoping that, like, there would be a Mech Warrior online too, you know. I'd have been happy with that. Okay, we're cooking. These are the wind traps, look. It's got 4 of them. Interesting base. A lot of unused space. +1, -1 matchmaker. I agree. I definitely think that's coming. To be honest, though, I don't think they will win anyone back with that, because that really only matters for newer players, and most newer players, they're not playing because of ridiculously overpowered premium tanks. So until they get rid of, or until they rebalance, like, who wants to play in tier 4, 5, and 6 with LEFH? You know, E25s. You know, there's a whole ton of, in the early game especially as well, like very, very OP premium tanks. I mean, the matchmaker right now is just premium tanks. It's just Barasks and ELCs and Skoda T56 and BZ1. You know, it's just same tanks all the time because they're broken. And until Wargaming find the balls to do something about it, no one's going to come back. You know, if Wargaming committed to actually trying to balance all the tanks, including the premium tanks, I would actually consider going back to playing the game. But I know they will never do the premium tanks, so I don't have to worry about it. I can say it without any worry of having to go back to the game. But for me, the overpowered premiums are just game breaking. You know, if you play a light tank in tier 8 and you're up against an ELC, you can forget it. Like, it's pointless. You know, those, you know, the wheeled scouts. It's just ridiculous. Their turning rate is... It's not their speed. It's not even the stupid hitting the wheel thing. It's the turning rate. So they will never change those things. Never, 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 never. Okay, now we're out of carbon. Holy crap. We are struggling on resources, man. Where did I put that inventory thing? Because we need to go and fill it up. Man, once I'm trying to get this Deathstill up. Once we get this Deathstill, I'm really hoping that's going to help us with our water problems and get the Deathstill up and then get these wind traps up. Right. Oh, Spider-Manning up my own wall. Right, let's put that away. Right. In fact, let's empty our... because this takes up an awful lot of weight. Med pack we can leave. We'll get rid of a couple of the... that's as far as I can go. Ha! Fact. I think we need another one. Beep. Get rid of that too. Alright, let's go get some carbon. Let's get some carbon. Was it me suggesting they're running it into the ground before the launch of what 2? No, that wasn't me. I don't think there's... Well, I mean, there could be a World of Tanks 2. I'm not convinced there is, because I think if there was going to be a World of Tanks 2, I don't see how they would have the development team for it, given the amount of games they've been making that have been away from tanks. They haven't just done Steel Hunters, they've done a few games, all of which have been flops. So I don't think they're going to be a What 2, because I think they're worried they would lose a vast amount of the player base, because who wants to have spent all the money and all the time on the tanks to start again? So I think they're just paying for the flops they've had. The worms there. I think they're paying for the flops they've had. I just don't see where they've got the development time and everything for it. And you know, they would, if they were going to do a What 2, they'd have to do a Path of Exile, right? They would have to maintain World of Tanks 1 and World of Tanks 2, because, like, can you imagine how little goodwill they would have if they were selling people premium tanks and then shutting the game down? So, I mean, anything's possible with wargaming, right? Because I don't trust them. But this is the other thing, right? They've lost so much goodwill with the community that the reason a lot of people still play World of Tanks is because they feel like they've got such a commitment into it. But I think a lot of people just wouldn't play the game because it's made by Wargame. You know, I really wonder, like, how things are going to turn out. I really do. But I would say Wargaming are probably the most hated, one of the most hated dev companies out there right now, which is a pretty bad place to be. They care, of course. Okay. Let's empty that. Let's get some more. The thing is, though, they kind of a few years ago they did a mind trick with people, because the actual European numbers were dropping off massively, and when they closed the Russian server and they allowed like a ton of people on the European server, you actually look at the numbers, there was a lot of people that came in from the Russian server. And it's not been, if you look at the numbers on the European server are kind of like where they used to be, but that was without all the influx of all of the people from the Russian server before. So they've kind of pulled the wool over people's eyes, because the numbers would be massively down if they didn't bring you know, tons of people in from the Russian server, and Eastern Europe and the Russian server does make a significant quantity of the players in the game now, which is why if you look at how many people in chat these days write in Cyrillic using the Cyrillic alphabet, then you can definitely see. Man, look at this dude. No. Did he leave his base unpowered or something? I think he left his base unpowered or something, because all his pentashields are down. His ornithopter is absolutely ruined. Yeah, look, all his power's offline, everything. No access. Huh. I want to salvage it. I want to salvage it. Yeah, he's got pentashields for days up here as well. Like, how many pentashields do you need? Jeez, you need to be having tons of power for that. Might have been a coincidence they stopped in-game chat across teams. Now, that was ages ago, though, right? That was ages ago they stopped that, wasn't it? That was well before the Russian thing. I mean, to be honest, it made sense. I mean, what type of competitive or reasonably competitive shooting game in that way allows chat across the enemy team? I mean, you're asking for trouble. With modern gaming and the way people are, that's just asking for trouble. Pretty sure that a chat across teams was ages ago, yeah. Because wasn't that a similar time when they stopped friendly fire? Have a lot of carbon, which is good. I don't want to make these runs too often. In reality, I could have brought the buggy, right? I just didn't need that much carbon right now, but especially given that we're trying to move on to aluminum. Right, full. So the bike is full. Need to fill my my backpack, and we are good. There we go. I knew there was another one around here somewhere. Sure there was. What? Maybe there wasn't. Rubbish. Maybe it was down here, no? Yeah, there it is. Oh, that's two. Cool. this last bit of carbon over here. And we will be flying back, making that steel, getting ourselves a Fremen Deathstill, and then getting some wind traps. That's the goal. Get a Deathstill, some wind traps, and then we need to start going out and farming some aluminum. This is where I think I'm going to set up a outpost up in the aluminum area, western eastern shield region. See what we've got up there. Do a run with the buggy. Make sure the marker's on this side, otherwise we'll be in the sand. Yeah, look at this guy. This guy's base, man, completely trashed. Ornithopter trashed. Gotta fuel that base. Go. No booster. What the hell? I'm on rocky ground, man. That was crazy. I thought I was going to get ate by the worm then. Jesus, I thought I was done for. We're low fuel, we're parched. Beep. Alright, we made it. We made it. Let's have a drink. Right, let's make some steel. Right, we're going to have to go do a water run, and I want to change out this. Put that away. No, sandbike. Right, blood bags. And blood bags, coin, compactor, medkits, ammo, 2 leader John. Right, there's 1 leader John. Oh, I need fuel for the sandbike. And a leader John. Okay. Okay. In fact, I don't need all the leader Johns. Let's put that back. Right, let's refuel. Okay, and the other thing I need to do is put the booster on. There we go. Cool. That's done. Right, can we finally make a Fremen Deathstill? That's the question. Yes, we can. Right, so we need to put corpses in. Okay. We'll have to see how that's going to pan out. And then the other thing I want to do is can we can do the wind trap too. Huh. Actually, this way. Okay. There we go. That should be all locked up tight again. And then manage and wait, open. Okay. Manage.